Alright everyone, it's Munya here, and I was having a little flick through the DMs earlier, and just saw the usual really, like, Munya, how did you get the physique of an NBA player? You're so tall, that sort of stuff, just the usual. And I'm here to be very honest with you today and say, look, I'm actually 5'7". I am a short ass. And life as a hobbit, sometimes it gets difficult. All the left swipes on Tinder, not being able to reach food at the top shelf at Sainsbury's, going hungry, Sometimes I should just ask for help. I need to ask for help. And it's not just us garden gnomes who suffer, it's all guys. All guys struggle to reach out for help when they need it. Which is why I've teamed up with Movember to try and help men drop the guard, drop the machoism, and just open up a little bit more. So, as well as opening up, we're gonna be winding down, because it's a show where we tackle deep issues and deep tissues. This is Deep Issue Massage. Today's guest is a social media sensation who entertains millions across the country by uploading his daily life onto Snapchat. This means there are never any gaps between him and his audience, apart from one very obvious one. As well as being an entertainer, he is a former footballer, once playing as a defender of Borehamwood, which sounds like a Lord of the Rings character, to be honest. Anyway, please welcome Stevo the Madman. Stevo!
Yes!
Come on in. Do a little air fist. Boom. Long time, man. How are you recovering from the belly button piercing? Whoa, bro.
Look, can I say something?
Ain't
Look at
that
that.
kind of show.
That is a dog hair. And this is a problem I'm having at home, man.
How does a dog hair get on your stomach?
I would like to know.
Yeah, I think we all
Maybe we
would.
can discuss that.
To be continued. Alright, cool. So we're gonna jump to the massage now. You doing hoodie on or hoodie off?
Hoodie off, man.
Alright, cool. Go on, give us it. Wow, this is
It's coming, don't worry.
Next summer. Oh, and you've got the whole frosted tips. Wow, okay.
It didn't used to be. It used to be all blonde.
Alright, well look, sink that plunger down, pop your head through the middle. Let's get cracking. Just before I transport you to my mystical island of paradise.
I love this, by the way, looking through this hole.
I said that before. Do you get this kind of treatment from Emma?
What do you mean? Like the massage, yeah?
Well, yeah, look, like this is 5-star VIP treatment right now.
Yeah,
like
no, she does. She does my toes. Mate, just today, I released an episode of Stevo the Madman where she waxed my testicles. Yes.
What? Well, look, this is like no other. This is, take Emma's massage and just add a bit of seasoning to it. This is what that's about to be.
No, don't do that. I'm not going to do that. You know why? Because one, her cooking has got better, and two, her massages are wicked. I don't want to do her injustice, bro.
Okay, sorry, I forgot that Nigella had become Nigema. So, are you ready to be transported to my 5-star relaxation resort?
Yes, bro.
Well then, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Stevo, I feel more relaxed already, do you?
It's amazing, bro.
Do you know what? Stevo the Madman, more like Stevo the Mellow Man, am I right?
Yeah. Do you own this gaff?
Yeah. This is just, I had a bit of money lying around and I thought, you know what, let me just create my own little spa. And I've even got some beautiful assistants. So, single ladies, reveal yourself. Oh, I'm still tender.
Right.
I'm still tender. I haven't recovered from the last 2 episodes. Stevo.
Yes, bro.
I was doing a bit of research on you, and I had no idea that you were a professional footballer.
Yes, I did, mate. I played for Leyton Orient.
You've modelled your style off Ronaldinho as well.
I modelled my style off of Sol Campbell. I was a bit of a mixture of Sol Campbell and Rio Ferdinand. That's what they used to tell me.
So what, are you athletic then?
I used to be athletic. Ooh, I used to have 6% body fat at one stage.
Really?
Yeah, I'm now working off of 16.
Is it true that when you're a footballer, they come and test your pee at different points in the day to make sure it's clear?
Random drug test, yeah.
Oh, mad.
I'll be honest with you, I've never been picked.
Football aside, everyone knows you're Stevo the Madman, right?
Yeah.
But I want to know about Stevo the Mad Boy. What were you like growing up?
I was quite a mad boy. Grew up in Enfield in the 90s, so it was quite racist. Sort of had to learn how to look after myself. My teenage years were amazing because I was a professional footballer.
Yeah.
Ladies' man I was. Yeah.
With the guests I've had on the show before, it's kind of like we dealt with very modern day problems. And so if you ask them, what does it mean being a man? They'll say things like, you don't want to be embarrassed or stuff like that. But for you, when you was younger, being a man literally meant being able to defend yourself from people who wanted to hurt you and stuff.
It's
so
different.
What was your idea of being a man when you was growing up?
I said it on my snap the other day. Being a man is looking after your family. See my dad do 7 days a week, man, and like what he achieved by working so hard. We went on trips to Florida. I got PlayStations, Nintendos at the time, and that was because my dad grafted and Like, he was really happy with that, and I was happy to see him happy with how we was. Like, you know what I mean? So that was all I wanted, man. I just wanted my kids to be as happy as I was, mate.
Can you remember your first ever snap? Because now it's an empire. Even the fact you've got people called Spartans who are your loyal followers. When did it start to kind of like pick up pace?
Oh, you know what, mate? It's strange because like I felt like when I had 100 views, it was a lot of pace. When it got to about 1,000 views, and we're going back 7 years now, on your Snapchat, that was when I said, okay, I'm gonna start putting some time aside for this. So it was every day coming home from work, for 3 years, non-stop, not one day off, and that was how I built the momentum up.
You know, we were talking about your audience base, people who have, you know, ride or die with you for 7 years. Now, they're called the Spartans.
Yes.
That is the ultimate man, isn't it?
Back in the day, this is what I'm saying, the ultimate man was all picked because of physicality. For me, the ultimate man is the one that survives, especially this year, you know what I mean, and looks after his family or his loved ones. If you get through it, you're the ultimate human for me. But I've said to you before that I've cried on my Snapchat, man, and I remember, this is painful as I'm trying to say how strong I am. But yeah, I cry on my Snapchat, and I remember I always used to go on after and say, oh man, I'm such a wimp. Everyone would say, nah mate, don't worry, blah, blah, blah. This is it. Like, I can relate to you. And listen, man, a lot of people have seen that, and it's made them speak their truth because they were living a lie or talking in riddles, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm more happy with that. So for me, the ultimate Spartan in my terms is just was trying to be the best we can be. And we still make mistakes, trust me, but trying to be the best humans we can be. Ooh, that's a great spot there.
The whole culture of football in Britain, in Zimbabwe, we weren't really on football like that. We were on freaking wrestling, so we were just more about RKOing each other into the recycling bin, right? But you come to England, and it's like football is all consuming. Being in the changing room before a game, after a game, whatever. That whole culture is quite macho, isn't it?
Yeah.
And in a way, I know a lot of guys who play football who are actually quite emotional, but when I've seen them around their football friends, there's a whole different facade going on. Did you have one of them yourself during your football days?
Yeah, 100%. And listen, mate, I only played at Leighton Orient, to be honest with you, man, but it's still a professional game. And at that level, it was a bit more manly, you know, than if you went up. The more lower level you went, it was a bit more rough. You weren't showing no emotion in the dressing room. It's all different now, man. They want you to show emotion. You're allowed to show emotion. You still get ripped. Like, you'd come in on a Monday, but on the Sunday you would have been in all the main papers, but it would have been your wife's cheated on you, or like, and the boys would bring the papers in and they'll be laughing at you and ripping you, and like, they don't know that inside you're going back home drinking a bottle. This is what they're talking about. So you have to put on that brave face. Back then, not so much in my era, but definitely now you can be, yeah, man, you can be calm.
You know what? You mentioned crying quite a lot. You said that you cry on Snap, you cried in your van, you cried at the birth of your kid, which a lot of people do. But when, I've spoken to guys who just they can't remember the last time they cried. How did you get to the point where when you feel it, you let it out?
There was a stage from 18 to about 26, 27 when I started this, when I cried that time on Snapchat, where I didn't cry. So when my little brother had passed, because everyone was so upset and they thought I was going to crack. Even recently, like with my mum, everyone thinks I'm going to crack and I'm just trying to be strong. But back then was a moment where I didn't let it out at all. Through this time with my mum, I've cried many times and shared it. But then, no way you could see me cry. I wanted to show that I could lose my best friend and I can continue, you know what I mean? And I showed I could do it, but inside I was broke, mate. Broke. So from that moment and keeping all that pent up inside, after, mate, I just let it out, man. I cry at Lion King, I cry everything, mate.
What's the difference between the Stevo that cries and the Stevo that wouldn't cry back in the day?
It's ego. Ego is the killer, rude boy, you know what I mean? So that was all that it was. I was Stevo, Kevin Stevens, the kid that was the fastest, the strongest, the best at football, although a few people would say I wasn't, but I knew I was. But yeah, you know what I mean? I was up there, and like, so I was that guy, I was the guy. So I could not show weakness. Like, my brothers were tough, and my dad was tough, my mum was even tougher than all of us, so I wasn't having it. But like, a lesson again to people, mate, like, bruv, let it out, mate, because soon you'll end up, like, I end up rolling with the wrong crowd. Although they're my pals still, a couple of them, like we were doing bad things and whatnot, and that was me letting out anger, and you know what I mean. So like I tell everyone, bro, let it out, talk to someone. I've got more stuff built up now. In fact, even that there and us talking today, I've said a lot of things that I will be saying to my counsellor, because after the new year, I'm going to go and speak to someone, bro.
Oh, yeah?
Without a shadow, man.
That balance, like you said, yes, you're there for people when they need you, but you've got to look out for yourself as well, which is what you're doing, and I think that balance is important. Because it's not necessarily saying that you need to let out your emotions and never kind of be there for other people's, but it's just about having the balance, isn't it? Okay, so Stevo, you've got a lot of advice to give for guys who don't open up. Why should they? And how has your life changed since you properly started doing it?
This advice only goes to people like myself. If you relate to me and you feel you're the same, then this is to you. When I kept a lot of things inside, it all built up to this dark place. I know people talk about a dark place, but it was a dark place, man, a rocky road, you know what I mean? So for me, it was best to let it out.
This is it, man. Well, it's good advice, and I'm glad you've let your feelings out. I can also say I'm glad you've not let other stuff out, because every shoot I've been on with you with has been an extremely gaseous experience, but this has been perfect. You've been on good form.
No, it's not been perfect. I've let a couple out, I'm telling you. I'm not dishonest.
You see, some things never change. Okay, well, Steve, I like to end each episode with a signature karate chop special.
Yep.
So, ladies, if you wouldn't mind. Oh! Okay, switch sides. Okay, and nice. 3, 2, 1, relax.
Thank you.
How's that old shoulder doing?
Looser, definitely.
Yeah? Be giving Michael B. Jordan a run for his money in a bit. Look at you, like a young Tyson. Okay, well, anyway, how do you feel?
I feel good, man. It's good to talk, man. It's what it is.
It is, and also, like, we're so used to seeing you make us laugh. I think that people have got the time of day to listen when you've got to spit some real facts as well.
I hope so, man. I try and balance it out, as I say. I just never want anyone to think it's all rosy. It's not, and I don't ever try and portray that, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's all.
I think what I liked most about talking to you is that we're both works in progress, and there's still a bit of way to go for both of us.
I mean, I've got a lot of healing to do, bro.
Sort of like the belly button.
You like it, didn't you? Yeah, there's a lot to go there.
Anyway, you did say that Emma's using a bit more seasoning now.
Yes.
Gone from a sort of mango and lime to light peri drizzle.
Yes.
So, what are you saying?
Inviting yourself round?
Oh yeah, well maybe.
You can come round. But
right.
tonight?
Tonight.
Well, it's takeaway night tonight.
Takeaway night tonight, yeah, cool.
All right, come round, G.
See you later.
You've been earning a lot of money lately.
And that is a wrap. Big thank you to Movember for helping make this happen, and also for being a place where guys can just open up when they need to and find the right help. So I'm going to put a load of useful links in the description. Big thank you to all my guests. And even for me, it's been a learning experience, you know. I spend most of my time trying to entertain people and make people laugh. But, you know, sometimes even the hardest driller needs to open up a little. So, until next time, I've been Munya, and this has been Deep Issue Massage.